Hello, my name is Tim Black. You're tuned into Tim Black TV. It's time that you and I stop being distracted by other crap in the media for a minute, and we talk about a story that is so clearly over the top, full of rat bastards and deceptive practices that it cannot be denied. Yes, a story where never, ever has it been so clear who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. I'm talking about the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. And look, let's not make this, you know what, let me back up. It's not a water crisis. We're talking about the water death sentence. We're talking about the water manipulation, because this was not a crisis. A crisis is a shortage of something, in my opinion. A crisis is a struggle. This is not a struggle. This was an induced, premeditated, planned event. There was fresh water, good water, that you were connected to, and some son of a bitches decided, we're going to unscrew you from the good water, and let's walk over to this shit water and give you that instead. And when people all over Flint, Michigan started reporting the water tastes bad, it looks bad, it feels bad, it smells bad, they were ignored. And when doctors, pediatricians, neurologists, cardiologists started saying, hey, children are coming to me ill. And they started seeing that the water levels, the lead levels in children in some areas had doubled and tripled. Those doctors and pediatricians and researchers, they went to the city officials and said, something's wrong with the water. Something is not right with the water. Not only were they ignored, they were told that they were arousing panic and that they were the problem. This went on for years, almost 2 years. You know, in 2014, right after they did it, so they switched the water in April of 2014. The Ford Motor Company said, hey, we can't use this water because it's corroding engine parts in our factories. You know engines are made of metal, steel, hard materials, right? Does it take a rocket scientist to know that if the water is damaging auto parts and steel and metal, that it could be damaging to a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a newborn, a pregnant mother? This was not an accident. And a lot of people want to compare this situation to Katrina. No, you don't get to compare this to Katrina. You don't, because Katrina was a natural disaster. This was a man-made disaster. This was an intentional disaster created by jackasses and bureaucrats in office. There was no safe level of lead in a human body. Lead is a substance that should not be in the human body because it damages and has negative effects on cognitive ability, behavioral, learning, IQ, and every organ system in the body, from the nervous system to the digestive system to the cardiovascular system. There is no safe amount of lead. The amount of lead that's found in this water is so high, it's considered toxic waste. The further that the pipes push the water, the more the water becomes contaminated. So the further families live from the water or from the pipes, the more water travels through, the more damaging and highly toxified the water that they are receiving. And this is not an accident. A pipe didn't burst and now it's being contaminated. Someone intentionally switched the water sources. This is the situation in Flint, Michigan. I want the people that are responsible for it. I want the former mayor, Mr. Former Mayor Dane Wallin. I want the current governor, Rick Snyder, and the emergency manager, executive manager, Darnell Earley, all held responsible for what happened here. Because this, once again, should have never happened. And yes, some people have stepped up and they've said, you know what, I'm going to help people like The Game, who gave $500,000 of his own money, which is being matched by a water company called Alvista. I want to get the name correct. Alvista? Avita Artisan Water, Alkaline Water Company. People like Mark Wahlberg and P. Diddy, who donated $1 million. Cher, Michael Moore. But there are people all over the country, all over the world actually, who are doing everything they can, who are donating, who are driving down with water. But once again, I don't want us to let the people off the hook who are on the hook forever for this, because you understand what this does. Children who are beneath the poverty line in Flint, Michigan. The number of people that live in poverty in Flint, Michigan is staggering at almost 40%. Do you realize the uphill battle they already have because they are poor? Now, they may not learn at the same rate as other people. The only thing they did wrong was being born poor and living in Flint, Michigan. So how can you appear on TV and say you're sorry? This is not a situation where sorry will fix it. So we need the pipes replaced, and we need them replaced, and we need them charged, convicted, and sentenced for what they've done. Because we have people sitting in jail right now for weed. We have people sitting in jail right now for child support. We have people sitting in jail right now for driving without a license. And we've got people who are free right now who have killed 10 people, who have contaminated probably, I don't know, there's 100,000 people in Flint, Michigan, 30,000 families, and 10,000 children who could have all been contaminated. And we will never know, or it's going to be a while before we know what the effects could be. It affects different people differently, and it may take time. But we have not heard the last of this. And those people who are affected, they may never hear the last of it, because this is irreversible. Neurological damage could have been caused. You can't change it. You can't undo it. You can't put a Band-Aid on it. You can't reset the bone. It's not a broken arm. I don't know what else to say. This is the most horrific act that I've heard of in the last 20 years going on, that has went on in the United States. And if ISIS did it or Al-Qaeda did it, we'd be blowing up some shit. But the fact that our own government agents did it, the fact that voted in, appointed people did this, that makes it even worse. Because they have a duty, don't they? That's right. So now we know who the real villains are. And once again, this is the most clear-cut case I've ever seen of good guys and bad guys. And we want the bad guys held responsible, and we will give them no wiggle room.